All right, today we're going to be talking about lengths that involve chords, secants, and tangents in circles. So it says, suppose a line segment intersects a circle at points A and B, and another intersects the circle at points R and Q. And suppose that the segments intersect each other at point P. We get the following. This property can be used in the following two cases. Okay, so case 2. What it does is it splits it up. So we have like this part times this part equals this part times this part. Okay, so part times part equals part times part. Or if you have secants, you end up with if we have two secants, PA, so you get the outside part times the whole line equals the outside part times the whole part. Okay. And when we have a secant and a tangent, it's outside squared, and then we have the outside times whole. Okay. Then we also have, if we have a line that's tangent to a circle, it meets at a 90-degree angle. So the radius will always meet that tangent line at the point of tangency at a 90-degree angle. So those will be perpendicular. And if two segments from the same point on the outside of a circle, if they are both tangent lines, then that piece and that piece would be equal. Okay. I always say it's a little clown hat. So if you have a clown hat, those pieces are equal to each other. They aren't always drawn, like to me, those don't look tangent, but we're going to pretend that they are. Okay, here we go. It says in the figure below, two secants are drawn to a circle from the exterior point E. Suppose that EZ equals 16.8, EW is 35, okay, so our whole length is 35, EX is 14, find XY. Okay, so let's call that X. So this whole length is going to be X plus 14. Oh my gosh, that's not a very straight line. Okay. Here we go. So we know that 16.8 times 35 should equal 14 times X plus 14. All right, outside times whole equals outside times whole. So when we multiply the 16.8 times 35, we get 588, and then we would get 14x plus 196. So then we've got 588 minus 196 is going to give us 392. That's equal to 14x. Divide by 14, and we get that x is 28, which means xy that we were looking for is 28. All right. In the figure below, two chords intersect inside the circle at point U. So suppose that UK is 39, UM is 26, UJ is 13, find UN. Okay, so if it's along the same chord, part times part equals other part times part. Okay, so we would have 13 times 39 is 507. And that's equal to 26x. Divide by 26. And x is equal to 19.5. Or it asks us to find UN, which would be 19.5. In the figure below, a tangent and a secant are drawn to a circle from the exterior point H. Suppose that HC is 6.5 and HG is 13. Find HD. Okay, so remember the tangent line, it's squared, so 13 squared is equal to outside times that whole length. So we're calling the whole length here X. And we are looking for the whole length, so that's awesome. So 13 squared is 169. Whoops. 6.5x divided by 6.5, and x is 26, so HD is 26. All right, in the figure below, segments GH and GI are tangent to our circle. So that means GH and GI, those are equal to each other. Center at circle O. Given that OH is 8 and GO is 17, find GI. Well, we know that our radius and a tangent meets at a 90-degree angle. So that means we have a right triangle, and GH is a leg. So we would have 8 squared plus that leg squared equaling our hypotenuse squared. So we'd subtract our 8 squared. So x squared is equal to 225. X is 15. So that means this length here is 15, which means the length they asked us for, which was GI, is also 15. And in the figure below, segments V, W, and VX are tangent, okay? And we have a circle O at the center, so that would make it a radius. That's a right triangle. WO is 10. VX is 10.5, sorry, and O, so we're looking for OB. So we're looking for this side. This would also be 10.5 because they're tangent from the same point. So again, Pythagorean theorem, this time 10.5 squared plus 10 squared is going to equal our x squared that we're looking for. So when we add those together, we get 210.25 equals x squared, square root, and we get 14.5 equals x. So using the letters they gave us, OB equals 14.5.